Yo, peace and blessings, my brothers. How are you guys doing?
Peace and blessings. I like that greeting, man.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
good.
sir.
I'm good.
You can adopt it because I didn't invent it, but I definitely added it. I added it to my arsenal. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you guys doing?
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Nice,
Good
nice.
wonderful weather we're having, for a change. Get out of
Yeah,
that
you got to
cold.
take advantage of it while you can.
Yes, sir.
You know what I
Yes,
mean? Definitely, man. So, yeah, I guess we decided to go with for this episode. Well, we in 27. We decided to go with Denzel movies, so we can talk about the best of, some of our favorites. He's been in so many, But I guess let's get this party started, right? Let's get this episode started. Media Chop Up, episode 27 starts when?
Now.
Ricky, you right?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Media Chop Up. My name is Serge, aka Sergerilla, and I'm joined by my two brothers. I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
Rick.
Rick, back in the building. Missed you, Rick. Missed you, brother. It's good to
Missed
see
you guys too, man. It's good to be back, man. The #1 movie podcast in the world, Media Chop Up.
World.
World. No.
Exactly. You gotta do it like it's World Star. World Star.
Yeah, man.
Word. And then my buddy G Fresh down below.
Yeah, back in the building. Thanks for having me. Happy to be back.
Back at it again.
Word.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Cap.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, man. So Denzel, any first thoughts that come to mind when you think of Denzel Washington?
Oh man, well amongst the women, man, he's a favorite. He's a fan favorite with the women,
For a long time, he has. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's won some type of most handsome man in the world award. Or
Yes.
a few times. So, he's always been one of the actors we look up to.
Mm-hmm.
You never really heard anything bad about him. So never
I
got.
feel like you mirror your style from a little bit. You adopt some of your style from Denzel.
I mean, hey, if you think that, I take that compliment. Take it,
Yeah.
But definitely an impressive acting career, impressive personality, and seems sincere. When you
Humble dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off by saying, listen, the last episode was Al Pacino, and Al Pacino is from New York, and that's he's one of the greatest actors ever. So it's dope to be able to rep New York and say, hey, Al Pacino is from our hometown. But then you want to add to the mix. You got Robert De Niro from New York, another banger, another legend from New York. And if you want, you can add to this list and you can say Denzel Washington. He's from New York. Do you know where he's from?
Yeah.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Dirty Vernon? No? Oh, I gotta get another name for that.
Money earning Mount Vernon.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we could definitely be proud to rep. That they're from New York and and doing it like that. I'm curious where a lot of these big actors, like Rick, your favorite actor of all time. Is he your favorite actor of all time from True Romance and from Batman? I forgot his name.
Gary Oldman is right.
Gary Oldman. Where is Gary Oldman from? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, we gotta look that up. I'm just curious. Some of our favorite actors. I'm wondering where they're from. Just so you can kind of put them. Like I posted something in the room recently that basically tells he's from London. See, would you have guessed that? No, right? But like London.
He's an English actor.
Gary Oldman. So he's a very versatile actor, and one thing that we've seen a lot in this country is a lot of our shows are actually the lead actor or actress is actually from the UK or somewhere over there, and and they basically mimic an American accent, and it's kind of troubling. Like, I mean, not troubling, but just like, damn, like there's a lot of y'all out here that are coming and taking all these jobs, and you're not even from America, which is fine. But I just think it's funny, like, because I think it's easier for them to mimic an American accent than it is for us to mimic a British accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But whatever, man. Let's get on with it. We'll start off with. I'll start off with this before I ask you guys any questions. I kind of derived a quick little review of some of my favorite Denzel movies. Maybe we're each gonna pick one movie and talk about it, but these are some of my favorites, right? And there's so many more. He's been involved in so much, it's hard to really pick. But here's some of my favorites, right? You got Fallen, right? Great movie, right? You have John Q. John Q.
Made me cry.
It did. It made me too. It made me too. But like I love how he chose this movie, and it touches on something that we actually deal with today with insurance, and and just the unfair advantage that there is out there, and so on. You just got to watch the movie to get the message. Man on Fire, classic movie. Book of Eli, great movie. The Equalizer, another one. Deja Vu was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I really do.
Absolutely, me too. Remember the Titans, American bioepic. Am I saying it right? American Gangster, biopic. Thank you. Flight, based on a true story. I enjoyed that. One of my favorite movies, He Got Game.
That was dope. Great movie.
Great movie. One of his greatest evil villain roles of all time, Training Day. And the list goes on and on and on. He's definitely a very, very celebrated actor, and he's definitely very talented. He actually went to school for journalism. Did you know that?
At Columbia University?
Not at Columbia, but I think at Fordham. So very, very, very professional, very, very decorated. That's the word I want to use. He's very decorated,
Yeah.
So man, let's get this party started. So I'm gonna start with Rick. What's your favorite Denzel movie, and tell me a little bit about it?
One of my favorite Denzel movies is Man on Fire, man. I love that movie, man. Because it's fun. I was thinking he's like this retired hitman type of person who's trying to he's dealing with like end of the life type of shit. He was considering suicide and all this other stuff, and it just didn't work out for him. It was not his time. So he kind of got this second lease on life, and he fell in love with this little girl he was taking care of, and they made the mistake of kidnapping this girl, and they brought him back into the trenches of who he was, the nature of they awakened the beast.
Yeah. I think he was if I remember correctly, he was retired from the forces, and he was just living with a whole lot of regret and guilt from a lot of the things that he had to do while he was in service, and taking this security job actually touches on a real life problem, where especially in Mexico and down south, where a lot of people choose to kidnap people to try to get ransoms and stuff like that,
right. And gorillas.
So Boricua College, remember the Titans. Oscar said that. Yeah, one of my favorite movies as well. Some great speeches in that as well, Oscar. So I lost my train of thought. So what was I saying?
He was an ex-CIA operative.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, like he just basically was just about getting these jobs, getting paid, and keeping it moving, and not emotionally getting tied to anybody. And he actually got tied to the little girl Peta.
Dakota Fanning.
Yes, and bro, like that movie. I saw that movie in the theater, and I remember thinking to myself, I need this movie. I need to collect this movie on DVD, and I love this movie.
And I need to be a dad like that.
I guess so, right? Yeah. So yeah, I didn't mean to see. I just felt like that was a real big point of the movie and stuff like that.
It was dope, man. It was dope, man. I just love how he took vengeance on these people who did him dirty, man. There were no second chances. There was no negotiating. I just loved how raw it was. It was like
it was, yeah.
Oh man, if
you even had Mark Anthony in that movie.
Yeah,
Mark Anthony acting. You know.
Yeah, I hated him for that movie. I hated him.
I mean, did you hate the role he played, or did you hate the way? Role. Okay, but you didn't. Did you hate his acting, bro?
No, he did a good job. He did a good job.
He did a good job. He did. I agree. You know, I was ready for him to start singing some salsa, but you know,
I wasn't. He did that show. I turned it off. Okay.
Absolutely. So,
there's few movies where you have guys that they play the bad guy role so well that that hate transfers over to their next film. Like, man, fuck you. I don't care how good you do. Like, I'm still mad at you from this last movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have Rick? Do you have a favorite line?
A favorite line? I guess it's gonna be his reaction to getting shot in the ass in Training Day.
Okay, all right.
Like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You shot me in the ass.
I heard he was improvising a lot in that movie, and Ethan Hawke was like getting pissed off with it because it was kind of throwing him off.
Really?
Yeah. Like that main line, King Kong ain't got nothing to me, that wasn't scripted. You know? And honestly, it went well, right? But if you think about it, right? Reading that line, does it really go?
Nah.
King Kong ain't got nothing. Yes, it does.
It does,
and that's why it stayed in the movie, because he played a very cocky, arrogant, freaking, bad guy, and it went with it. Like, no one's bigger than me, you know. But like, if you read that in a script, you'd be like, change this line, yeah. But he sold it, right? He sold it well, right? You said a line a little bit ago, Rick, with in your movie Man on Fire. Can you do that again for me?
Which line?
Where he captured the guy and then talked about time.
Yeah, I think he put the explosive in his anus, right? And he was like, the guy's telling, "Can I get find a wish?" And he's like, I wish you had more time. Blew his asshole up.
He did. Very cold and calculated, and that's what was cool about it, was that he had a goal, and he was about getting it. He was about getting that information, and I don't know. I mean, I would have to do further research later on, but like, I'm curious. Like, were there any roles like this before this movie, Man on Fire? Because Equalizer came later, right?
Right.
I would really have to think about it. Like, this calculated killer. First of all, this story is what
made this so stand out was, I believe, this was his first movie as a bad guy. His first movie as a crooked person, almost evil. And it was so.
You're talking about Training Day.
Training Day. I'm talking about Training Day. You're talking about Fallen?
Training Day. Hold on one second. I'll tell you. Give me a second.
I'm talking about Training Day. I thought my fault.
He's talking about Man on Fire, right? So that came out. Hold on one second, right? Man on Fire came out in 2004, right? Equalizer came out in 2014, right? What other roles has he taken where was kind of like this Equalizer type character? Because think about it, he's basically
a little bit.
Yeah, okay. And Book of Eli came out in 2010. So 2004 is what is leading the force right now in terms of movies. That was the earliest movie. I'm just curious if there was a one before that we may not be thinking of. Deja Vu came out in. Well, but that was separate. Yeah.
Virtuosity. He has a movie.
Oh, I love Virtuosity, bro.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, this guy was in it.
2006. Okay. Yeah. So from what I can see right now, I don't remember what time Virtuosity came out. I don't even remember the movie.
Oh, that was like the 90s or something like that.
Bro, he's done a lot more than that. In fact, he hasn't done any comedy really.
1995.
He hasn't really done any comedy.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He did one, right?
With Mark Wahlberg. Two Guns.
Yeah.
Oh, Two Guns. I enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah.
Man, it was all right. It was insane.
That was a fun buddy film. It was a fun buddy shoot 'em up film.
In a action movie, should
Right.
I say? It's not a comedy. It's the only time you saw him acting silly in an action movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Was he acting silly or was Mark Wahlberg acting silly?
They both.
He was feeding off him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Of just fussing, almost like Will Smith and Martin going back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It did. You know, listen, is it one of his better films? It goes right there in the middle. You know, it was entertaining, and that's what we asked for. But like, I'm talking about like elite roles. You know, that was not one of them. Rick, so you have a favorite scene from that movie?
That's the scene I'm talking about.
So that was your favorite scene?
Yes.
So this was your favorite scene in that movie?
No. Oh, we're talking about from.
Oh, okay. Your favorite scene was yeah. In Training Day. Got it. My mistake. Okay, cool. So we'll move on. You want to do the next one, G?
Yeah, definitely. We mentioned it, and you mentioned my guy with the British accent, Gary Oldman. So
I forgot he was in this movie.
Yeah, so he's actually the bad guy in my choice, one of my favorite Denzel movies, Book of Eli.
Pow.
That's right.
So,
nice. That was definitely badass.
Yeah, definitely. So I love this movie because it had more than just shooting. It actually, I believe that Denzel broke the mold where any actor become an action movie actor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was one of the first non-action movie actors to do something like that, right? With the choreography and the fighting scenes. So I thought it was dope. But anyway, brief synopsis. I think the movie took place, it's supposed to be in year 2043 after like a nuclear war and things of that nature. And so it's really barren land. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't prepare any of the photos.
That's okay.
But he lost. They don't tell you when he lost his vision, but it's assumed he lost his vision after the nuclear blast, and then he was wandering, and supposedly he heard a voice leading him to go get this book. So he finds this book. It's a leather old book locked up, and the voice is telling him that he needs to take this book west. Right. So in the movie we find out that the book is actually one of the last copies of the Bible. It's believed that the Bible and religion played a major factor in wars, which we can relate to today, which never really stops. With war and destruction happening in the other countries. And so he's just a man walking in faith, following the path of just trying to do the right thing and get to the West Coast. His mission is to go west. But they also let you know that he's actually been wandering for 30 years. He's been trying to get west for 30 years, right? Walking through what we believe to be United States. So, he has different adventures. The movie actually starts off really dope, a really dark gothic scene of like a ash-ridden forest.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, and there's like a, what do you call them? I think there's Siamese cat. It's a hairless cat. And he's hunting it. And so he has like this bow and arrow. He's laying down and he's just holding it tight. And he's waiting for the perfect moment to let it go because he's trying to, pretty much catch the cat for food. So, shows his survival instincts. It shows that, he's just out there trying to survive as he goes west. And eventually he comes into a town where Gary Oldman is running the town with fear and he monopolizes the water supply. So he has everybody under his foot, and he has his guys scavenging the grounds, going out to find books. In this day and age, no one could read. And so these guys are just getting any book they find and bringing it back because he's looking for the Bible. He wants to use it as a weapon. He believes he can use it to control the people as he expands and brings towns back into existence. He wants to use it so like he can manipulate religion to control people. And so trying to speed it up, but that is the gist of how he comes into the town. The bully guys, they're messing with him, so he beats them up. And the boss, Gary Oldman, I think his name is Carnegie in the movie. He tries to recruit him. He's like, "Nah, I'm not good." So he said, "Well, at least stay the night, think it over." And they're offering him food and shelter and a more comfortable lifestyle. Right. And lastly, they offer him a woman. Her name is Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
I think I'm right. And her name was Solara in the movie. And he's not interested, and she's scared. So she stays there with him. He said, "You can stay with me tonight. Just leave in the morning and tell him what you want to tell him." So they talk. They share thoughts, and they're about to eat, and he prays over the food. He says grace over the food. So the next day, she goes back. She says, "Oh, it was nothing." She had nothing to report. She's like, "He's not staying." And then she sits down with her mom to eat. And she said, "Mom, give me your hands, close." And she prays. And she forgot the ending of the prayer, which is amen. And that's where Carnegie helped her. He said, "The word you're looking for is amen." And so that's how he found out that he had a Bible. He's like, "I want that book." And if you guys seen the movie, that's like one of the better
endings,
scenes, fighting scenes.
Yeah.
So let's see. Did you guys have any questions about that movie? Because a bunch of things in that movie intrigued me.
Did you feel like his fighting was believable?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
In that movie,
that was key. Hell yeah, that was key. That's what I was looking for.
It was key.
That was gonna be my biggest criticism watching that movie. I was like, okay, Denzel Washington is not an action star. I don't even know that he practices any form of fighting. And if you're gonna do a fighting movie sequence, you better know how to throw a punch.
Yeah, so I agree. Someone wrote this comment. The job is calling me for overtime. There are not action movies like others, but he's fucking great in Glory. Yes, he is, with Morgan Freeman, the first all-black volunteer soldiers in the Civil War, and Flight as an alcoholic pilot, which was all based on true story, and he was great in those movies. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on the whim and say that was John.
It says Facebook user to me, so
yeah.
Okay.
So, but did you guys know that he does his own stunts? So he did his own stunts in that movie, right?
Okay.
And including the fighting scenes, and he studied under Bruce Lee's protege.
Yeah.
Dan.
Interesting. Marino.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This guy Dan Inosanto, I'm jacking up his name. I apologize, but he pretty much taught along Bruce Lee. Very close to Bruce Lee. He was his protege, and he is a very popular film choreographer. And
I'm curious if any of you guys out there know of any movies that he did before this that was action. Was this his first action type of movie?
I guess he did some action. You don't.
Well,
I don't even remember that movie.
Because he had to learn how to.
Yeah, Hurricanes. I absolutely love that movie. So, but then that's a different type of action. Like the a big part of that movie is not just the boxing fights, because those are just a small speck of the movie. It's about what really happened in that story. So yeah, he definitely was believable, and like I think the biggest he was shadow boxing in that, and he looked great while he was shadow boxing. He made it look very real. I mean, that's one thing that he does. I mean, I think I was doing some research on some impersonations of him, and everyone, a lot of the things that they were doing, you know, with the hands, you know, the way he talks, like he blinks a lot, he's very very I don't know what to call it. He definitely owns it, but like he does these little facial and body things to basically sell the point. He's making it very passionate, and that's one thing I think one of the reasons why we love him so much. You know, someone else wrote he did a movie Ricochet, where that was a cop thriller that was early '90s. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that, but like in terms of fighting, you know, like he was great. He was great in your movie. You know. He absolutely was great in Book of Eli, and the storyline really needed somebody to be able to sell that, especially with the twisted ending, you know.
Yeah, one of the things that I found interesting was that his son, what's his name, John David Washington.
Mm-hmm.
His son actually.
He's more than one, right?
This guy, John David Washington, isn't that the one that did Tenet?
Yeah,
I could have swore he had another son.
Nah, I think that's the only one.
Okay, no, he's a daughter. He has a daughter. Okay,
right. So he actually convinced Denzel to do Book of Eli, and they actually co-produced it together.
Nice. Wow.
The movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you know, looking into it, I just wanted to know more about the movie, and I found out that after the script was made and everybody agreed to do the movie, then, you know, Hollywood, they try to change the movie and take the spiritual aspect out of the movie and make it more about the violence and the fighting.
So it felt very what's that movie? They did a remake of it, Fury Road.
Oh, I love that movie, man. Fury Road.
The original was with Mel Gibson.
Okay.
You know, but what's the name of it? Something shit.
What's in it? What happens in it? Which movie is it?
Bro, if hold on, I'll look it up real quick. So
I'll keep sharing while you figure that.
Yeah.
I got it. Mad Max, man. Mad Max.
Mad Max.
So this movie felt very Mad Maxy, like from a period that it was our time, and then all this time has passed. Everything looks like desert wasteland, and people were just basically surviving. And that's what this movie felt like. Book of Eli. It felt very much like that. You know, people scavenging and stuff like that. Mad Max. Thank you for the help, guys.
One thing that I think is super dope about this movie is that most movies, if you're locked in and you watch it, the question after you finish watching it is, does it have rewatch value?
Mm-hmm.
Because you saw everything, you caught everything, right? But, you know, hopefully everyone's seen the movie. At the end, you come to find out that Denzel, it's only been out 11 years, guys.
Yeah.
Well, hold on 1 second.
Run, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
You may resume.
It's not possible.
Spoiler alert. So you find out at the end of the movie that he was blind as a result of the bad guy, Ullman Carnegie, opening the book, and the book was in Braille.
Yes, that was such a great...
Right. Such a great twist.
That reveal was awesome.
That is the only movie to date, excuse the sirens, the only movie to date that I wanted to watch over.
You had to.
After I finished watching
we all did. We all did. Now that we had that bit of information, we wanted to analyze it all over again.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I did it, and I was like, let me see all the scenes that could pass as it just happened.
Yeah.
And now, because
now I know why he doesn't flinch.
Right. That too.
Someone said
that was awesome.
Now I gotta watch it again. Damn it! Book of Eli is sort of like Blind Fury or the Blind Samurai.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I pinpointed
good point.
2 or 3 instances where it was given away that he was blind.
But we didn't know that. Yeah.
You didn't catch the first time but now that you know, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Where
It
was
wasn't obvious the first time,
Yeah,
but
tell
it
me.
becomes obvious. So, sorry, this is what I was trying desperately to find the scene. So one of the pictures you put up with the skeleton is like in a car,
Oh yeah,
and
I'll
that
pull that up.
and that scene he's walking along a highway, and he sees a car, and
Hold on. Yeah.
he opens it up. Yeah, and that scene he opens the door to look to see if there's anything he can scavenge, and then he looks to be startled all of a sudden after the door is open.
Ah,
Right?
yeah,
And the
that's
reason he
right.
got startled was because the skeleton then shifted, and then he realized there was a dead body there. But he didn't see that because there was no window there. So
Right.
in that picture, he's looking
Uh.
at the car. He knows there's a car there. Let me look inside, see if there's anything I could keep. He doesn't realize there's a dead body in it until it shifts. So he jumps. So I thought
Uh-huh.
that was that. I said, okay, there it is.
That's only hindsight. You can only watch that the second time.
Right.
Uh.
Then this way he finds the abandoned house. He touches the plates and pushes them over because he's listening for the sound to touch canned food, but they're all plates. It's all the sound of porcelain touching porcelain. So he just
Uh-huh.
slides it across and then he leaves it, right? Then he opens a closet and he sees, we think he sees a dead man that hung himself in the closet. That I tried to find that picture as well. I couldn't. But someone hung themselves in the closet and he jumps because when he opens it, he smells it.
That's
But
deep. Yeah.
then, if you jumped as if you saw it, he slowly pans down the man's body in search of boots. And he gets really excited when he finally touches the boots. Like he feels for it. So you just think he's being weird, touchy-feely at the time, touching stuff in the house as if it's nostalgic. Like when I on the first watch, I said, well, maybe he used to live there, right? That's why he's touching things. But then you come to realize that was him feeling the place around, and he bumped into a table. He was walking. He's walking towards the closet, and he bumps into a table before he puts his bag down. So
Mm.
you guys haven't
Man,
watched it.
I gotta watch it again. But what I love is that he knew all this. You read a script when they offer it to you, you're like, yo, this is a great story. I definitely want to be involved in this. But to be able to have that important information and because there's certain things you can't give away. Just like you said, right? There's certain things you can't give away because later on people will analyze it and be like, that's bullshit. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. We see in Game of Thrones the camera panned to the side and there was a cup of coffee there. No, right? Like certain things like that stick out and people will
Starbucks or something.
Yeah. So like what happened?
I think that part was done on purpose, that Game of Thrones thing. I think that was done.
Nah, that was just lazy. They was rushing that show, bro. They was rushing that last season.
They were rushing it, yeah. But
So,
yeah.
One of the major undertones with the movie is that I also didn't realize this till the second watch, was that all of his fights, he never got injured. Because he was following his mission was take this book, don't let anybody read it or touch it until you get to your destination. So as long as he was on that path, walking in faith, doing that, every fight scene, he never got touched.
That's right. He never got shot.
But guess what? He didn't get injured until he gave up the book because the guy threatened to kill the girl.
Yeah.
The guy threatened to kill the girl, and so
that's when they were praying, right?
He strayed from his path.
Right. So you pretty much strayed from my
mission.
my directions. Because as long as you follow my directions, I'll protect you. You're covered. I'll make sure you get around. So
that was definitely deep, man.
So that was when he first. It wasn't that it was faith. It was that his moral compass was kicking in, and he didn't want to see her get injured. So now, he gets shot, and then he pulls out a little pocket knife and swings blindly because he's confused, and that's pretty much the moment where he realized that you're injured now because you didn't follow my rule.
It was at this moment he realized that he.
Oh shit! Yeah, exactly.
But,
So one of our users said a bone collector. He mentioned Bone Collector with Angelina Jolie. He played a quadriplegic forensic expert, which I think is challenging. You're trying to portray all those things without moving, right? It's all facial. It's all tone. It's not like you're able to act and react with your body. That's a different level. That's a different level of acting. Did you like that movie? Did you guys like that movie?
Bone Collector?
Yeah.
I did.
Cool.
I did. And that was at the height of like
cool.
Angelina Jolie's.
Yeah. I wasn't crazy about Angelina Jolie in that role, but I enjoyed the movie. It was a crime thriller.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject. Yeah, excuse me.
So one of the things I was wondering, like, it seems like a lot of his movies are strategically picked. Like, they seem perfect for him.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, what were some of the movies that he might have turned down?
Yeah.
I'm
curious.
One of them was actually the lead role in Seven, in which Brad Pitt played that leading role detective.
Interesting.
Wow.
So he turned down that role.
When you find out information like that, you almost try to automatically put them in that role. And like, could it have made it better? Would it have made it worse? Like, how would it have felt? Because like, think about it. Wow, the Brad Pitt role, huh? I was thinking about the Morgan Freeman role, but I don't know. I can't envision it, and I shouldn't try to. Right?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. He also what's that other movie? Oh, one of our favorites. The Terminator series and Terminator 2. I got that guy's name because I don't want to jack it up either. He turned down a part that Joe Morton played in Terminator 2. The creator of Skynet.
Too small for him. The role is too small for him.
That was a small role, yeah. It was a very quick role.
Very important role to the whole movie. He's the creator of Skynet, and he was like the savior in the end a little bit too, because he sacrificed himself to be an accomplished person, and thinking that you created something to change the world for the better, to only find out that your creation would destroy the world. So you now have to destroy your creation. I think Joe Moore did an excellent job. It's a small part, but a very important part in the movie.
He did a good job, and he died, right? He died in his house or something like that.
He sacrificed himself when they were trying to kill him. I think he had that hand bomb. I always remember that guy did a good job. He pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember what I did?
Yes, that's some good acting right there. That's some good acting.
They dropped it. I was like, yeah.
Boom. But Arnold, that he was the megastar. Maybe that's what it was. He's like, this story isn't about me. This is about Arnold. This small part is not going to do anything for me. I'm good. Think about it. Like, a lot of actors want to be the lead, not, because sometimes things could shift. You could be that lead man, and all of a sudden now you're going to be the second and third guy, and eventually going to fade out. So that's interesting. I guess so. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But
Will Smith turned down the role of Django from Jamie Foxx because he felt that the Jamie Foxx character wasn't the lead role.
He turned down. Say again, Will Smith.
Django. Will Smith turned down Django.
Well, that's not for you. Django wasn't for you. Django wasn't for you.
Did you know that they wanted Denzel for Blade?
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. No.
It was a strong consideration for Blade when they were trying to figure. There were only three choices. It was Denzel, who actually played Blade. I forgot. I'm drawing. Wesley Snipes, and
Puff Daddy. No.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't say it.
For Blade at the time. Those were the three.
Which came out first? Blade came out before Matrix, right?
Around the same time, I think. Around the same time, 1999.
Came out before the first Matrix. But at the time, those were pretty much the top 3 lead African American actors at the time.
Listen,
You know?
Lawrence Fishburne did not have the martial credibility that Wesley Snipes did, and he
I
would
don't
have,
know.
and it would have been filmed completely differently with cutscenes.
I hated him in Ghost Dog.
Who?
Lawrence
Like,
Fishburne, not
no, Ghost Dog.
I'm mixing him up with the Forrest Whitaker. My
No,
bad.
not Forrest Whitaker. No.
Ghost
I
Dog-
like the story of Ghost Dog. I
hate
enjoyed the
that
story of I enjoyed the storyline of it, but it's a hood classic.
bro.
Mhm.
You know how we love the movies as kids?
Yeah.
To date, that is the only movie that I walked out of and got a refund. I got a refund.
Really?
This is extra basura. I need
Basura.
to come back another time. I'll see a different movie.
All right.
I hated that movie with a passion.
Okay.
You know when you're a kid and you learn simple facts, and when the
Mhm.
facts don't add up in a movie,
He's
it
not a
just
martial
once
artist.
when you're young, when a movie is total caca, you don't want to watch it no more. He lived on a roof with pigeons and he wore all black, and that shit was always spotless. Not a feather, not a piece of bird shit. But that roof was disgustingly dirty. Everywhere he went was dirty.
Okay.
But his black outfits was crispy than a mother. I was like, nah. But nah, definitely not a favorite.
Someone wrote he couldn't work with Arnold's accent from Terminator.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's keep it moving. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us?
Thinking about what else you had asked Rick.
Yeah. So what's your favorite line? Do you have a favorite line?
My favorite one of his lines is from Fences.
Okay.
Really?
And Fences is a remake
Of a play.
James Earl Jones did it first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very strong scene, a father-son scene that I wish we could play it. I didn't get it because I know we have issues with the audio and stuff. But it's a very powerful scene in Fences where he just pretty much describes the struggle of what he does as a father,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to teach his son discipline and responsibility. And Denzel was actually inspired by James Earl Jones, so to pay homage to him, he did it as well. He pretty much did it the same way. Like he didn't try to change it much so that he could steal the scene, make it his. So I thought that was pretty dope. It was a very moving scene. Totally different. Has nothing to do with Book of Eli.
Mm-hmm.
It actually takes place like back in the days, just struggling black family.
Mm-hmm.
But a very powerful scene.
Agreed.
What do you call it? Speeches or dialogue or whatever.
I love them in Fences, and I love them in Anton Fisher.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, the reason he actually did that play at that specific theater was because early on in his career, he auditioned for a role at that same theater and he got turned down. So it was kind of like this full circle thing for him to actually, work at the theater where he got declined, the first time he was coming up as an actor. It was an interesting story.
Okay.
You know what I couldn't get? I couldn't get an accurate count of how many films he'd been in.
Yeah, so many
sources. It was like it's between 48 and 55.
Okay.
Right.
But that's a lot of films. That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
And
he was on this what's it called? I think he started off on this doctor's show, TV show.
Yeah. I never heard of that.
I have it here somewhere. Let me see if I get it real quick.
No, it wasn't Doogie Howser.
No, definitely wasn't. That's not his style.
That I learned in preparation for this show that I didn't know was that in his movie with Julia Roberts, I believe that's Pelican Brief.
Pelican Brief, yep.
Yeah.
Right? They were supposed to have a kissing scene, an intimate scene, and he had it removed.
Why? Because his wife?
No.
I thought it was his wife, but because he had there was another movie he was in, and he had a kissing scene, and the blogs and everything where like African American women really were disappointed that his first intimate scene in a film was with a white woman. So moving forward, a lot of the movies he was in, they wanted him to have intimate kissing scenes, including Man on Fire. He had that removed as well. He said because it's very rare to have African American women in leading roles in movies to play the love interest. And so I'm going to honor my biggest fan base by not having that scene with others. So I thought it was pretty dope.
I think so too. I think so too.
Respect.
Believe it or not, man. I mean that's something that's been a lot of people don't think of that way. Back in the day, when Jim Brown, the football player, he kissed a white actress, that was huge because believe it or not, people accepted not just that, just like people were like either on the fence or off the fence, but like as much as they accepted people, including mixing the schools and doing all these things. It was another thing to be able to kiss a white actress on the screen for everyone to see. And that says a lot. That says that although you're saying that all people are equal and you're accepting people, right, and you're not segregating people on the buses and everything, you're saying a lot more by not allowing them, not even not allowing them, by viewing it as something that's wrong. And that point right there is a very, very big point. And I'm pretty sure that Denzel felt that, and he shouldn't take it lightly. And I think it's deep, man. It's deep, and I respect it.
Yeah, and that was his way of silently pointing out the disparities between African American female African American actresses. Like instead of using his voice, he just took it out. So it's like his political part, but silent. It still brought attention to it. So I thought that was dope. That was dope. He later on did do a kissing scene much later on, but I forgot the movie.
Who did he kiss?
The first time was the girl in Flight. That's who it was. In Flight, they show him doing a kissing scene with a white woman.
Oh, that was when he was getting coked up.
Yeah. So that
Wait, didn't he do it in He Got Game also?
And He Got Game?
Yes.
Yeah, he had some.
Yes.
2 minutes. He pump chumped the shit out of that prostitute.
He came out of prison and then he had the prostitute and but he treated her good though.
Yeah, he Minuteman the shit out of her though because he was locked up as his first lady when he got out. So he was like,
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was big right there. Someone said, I hated Denzel and Mighty Quinn. Brad Pitt did a better Jamaican accent than Pete Joe Black. I didn't see Mighty Quinn.
That's terrible.
Do you remember? I always thought Brad Pitt's accent, Jamaican accent, was funny. It was very funny. If you remember it, I don't know if you do, but all right.
It's not terrible.
All right. Do I have anything else for you, G? Okay. Favorite scene?
I would pick a scene in Book of Eli was when Gary Oldman is like, listen, man, you give me the book, I'll take it from you. I'll kill you. Right? Mm-hmm. And he said, well, I just can't do that. And he just walked away. So I thought that was mad funny. In the middle of like 10 guys standing there with guns, he just walks away. And his right-hand man points the gun at him. And they're really close range. And the bullets kept missing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie is because it was a big emphasis on his faith.
Yes.
Because he uses the word faith. He said, I walk in faith and not by sight. He used that line in the movie. And so I just thought, like, what a great example of the reward of walking in faith.
Did I ask you what your favorite line was? I'm sorry.
I didn't have a favorite line in that movie. That's why I gave
in any Denzel movie.
Just
In
in
any-
general.
That's why I gave you the line from Fences.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's right.
Right. Fences.
Gotcha.
The speech he gave his
Pay
son.
attention.
That's me. That's all me.
So, you
Yeah.
know,
All right. Cool.
I tried to come like, hey, you guys got me here. And when we was doing the Marvel stuff, it was just want Charlie Brown.
Yo, you did a great job. You just had a wealth of information, man. I give you a lot of credit on that, man.
I was really fanned out on the Marvel stuff, just learning so much. But
Uh-huh.
this one, you know, I had a little time to really look into it and see, like, you know, what was the deal with the movie. And
Uh-huh.
I actually watched it again, and it
Nice.
still hits as if you didn't watch it. It's
Playability. You can a good movie you can watch over and over again, and this is one of those movies. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you don't know.
All right.
It doesn't seem to be a go-to movie, but
I think it's one of his bangers. I think it's one of his bangers. You know.
yeah.
So
There's no
you,
better rewatchable movie than Rocky, though.
Rocky hits on different levels.
Yeah.
Different levels that
Come on, you're not turning. You just leave it there.
so, someone's favorite line is King Kong. You got nothing on me. The improvised line that he surprised everybody with that we spoke about earlier.
That was
Absolutely.
like the modern day Scarface line.
I guess so, right? I guess so. Yeah.
Modern-
Like it didn't make sense, but then it hit. It hit so good, you know. And you know, one of the if you're gonna watch Training Day, I think I watched the movie a million times, but if there's anything comical that you pull out of that movie, is when he gets shot at the end, and he's not him getting shot in the ass. No. For mad law, like he's so then
really hated that.
I watched that. Yeah, you exaggerated the hell out of it, but I looked at it and you know I think to myself, there's no real bullets coming at you, so you're just going like this for dramatic effect. You know,
You wasn't a fan of his performance?
I was, but I just thought that listen. Sometimes these improvisations go off beautifully, and they did. You know, how about the line when he was at the diner with Ethan Hawke in the beginning of the movie, and then Ethan Hawke kept fucking talking, making small talk. It was pissing him off, and he was like, "All right, tell me a story. He closes his newspaper. Tell me a story," and then he tells him a story that he found as not as interesting, and he was like, "I think it's interesting that out of all the things you could have told me, you told me this story about pulling over a guy, and then he basically shitted on his whole story, and then he at the end of it he said, "Go in your left pocket, go in your right." He basically said, "Go in your left pocket, pay the bill," and just walked away. Like the way he said that was so great, and I think that was a great line, and it showed for the rest of the movie how witty and quick lined he was. Like he was ready. He always had something to say about everything.
Yeah, I have a confession that I was I don't know if you want to say closed-minded with that movie, but I didn't like him being a bad guy at the time. I appreciated the movie for what it was, but Denzel was our good guy. He was our bragging rights actor, good guy for the culture, and I just didn't like them. I felt like they were bringing him down by making him play a crooked cop, a bad guy. It took me a while to get out of my head with it.
He was on your camera.
The fan part of me did not want to see him.
That's interesting.
Similar to Monsters Ball, Denzel and Billy Bob Thornton. That movie pissed me off.
Did he? He wasn't in Monsters Ball. Monsters Ball was with Diddy, Billy Bob Thornton, and Halle Berry. Yeah,
that's what I said. Similar to the Halle Berry, Billy Bob Thornton love scene. That kind of bothered me. Like, you got
that bothered me. It bothered me, but then I was just like, let me just not say anything.
Yeah, yelled at the screen. I was on a date. I remember that movie so clearly. I'm on a date, and I was like, "Get off her!" Like it was my.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. At that time, I thought to myself, first you have Angelina Jolie, and then you have Halle Berry. Leave our women alone. Like, it was just like that was like Billy Bob. I didn't see anything. I was like, how does this guy bag these chicks at that time? You know,
He's swinging, bro.
How you feel cheated on when you see the actress? Yo, the girl I was on a date with was pissed off, bro. Pissed. The rest of the night. I was like, sorry, I've never done that before, but I wasn't expecting that. It really was hard to watch, bro. That was a hard scene to watch.
That's funny.
Really
That's funny.
The heartstrings, man. Like, him?
Leave our women alone. Yeah. So all right, let me get my choice. So a great movie. Damn, there's so many to choose from. Like, I'm so tempted, but like I can I'll Fallen, I love Fallen, but I'm not gonna go with Fallen. I love that movie, Fallen. I love that movie so much. I think the story was ill, but the story I'm gonna choose that really hit home with me, and I know there's a lot of great movies like Glory and so on and so on, which are definitely worth mentioning. But I'm gonna go with based on a true story, The Hurricane. I talked about that once before on a previous episode, but this movie definitely hit home with me because it's based on a true story. So do I have any images? No, I don't have any images. So I'll just tell you the story real quick. So the story is about this this troubled kid who grows up in the hood, and basically he's just roaming the streets. He doesn't really have a home. I don't remember, but he was always getting in trouble. He was a juvenile. He was very, very young, and at a young age, these cops kept kind of catching him, and basically from a young age, they already set their mind and their prejudice towards him. So as he grew up, he became a straight arrow, and he joined the service, and he became a man with discipline. And he was a completely revised man, and he comes back, and he was a boxer, and he was successful, and he became the champion of the world, and he was on top of the world. But this cop still had it out for him, and this cop still had his prejudice towards him. He felt like once you're bad, you're always bad, regardless of what he's been through, regardless of him sacrificing himself for this country. So there was a murder. And he won the fight, and he went out to celebrate, and he was looking for a driver to drive him home that wasn't going to drink, and he's being smart. He's thinking, listen, I'm going to celebrate, and I don't want shit to come back on me. So me drinking and driving. So you're going to drive me, and he was a good kid, and he goes, I'll pay you good money, and then they get pulled over and they get accused. He says this line. He goes, oh, so why are you pulling us over? And he goes, oh, I think the guy said it just like this. There were two niggers that shot a white person or something like that. And then Denzel looks over to him. He goes, any two would do, right? And it's very powerful. And they take him in, and then they basically frame these two guys. And think about it. This young kid who's starstruck with this champion boxer, he's going to get the opportunity to drive him home. And the first time you meet this man, now you're on, you get arrested, and then you get set up they put the murder of this person on YouTube. And no matter what they did, it wasn't a fair trial, and he goes to prison. So he's doing his time, and there's some very powerful scenes from inside the prison. But where the story gets really interesting is that he's trying with his appeals, and he's failing.
Busted, bro.
Can you hear me better now? How about now?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you're breaking up for a little bit.
Okay.
It's probably me. It's probably my fault. Sorry about that.
So it's okay. So he so there's a story. So the stories, before you even see all that stuff, there's this young black kid that he's part of a big family, and he's young and innocent and thriving. He wants to learn. He doesn't. I think he didn't know how to read, and this teacher ends up seeing him and basically taking him under his wing and basically believing in this kid. And he realized like the statistics of kids growing up in the ghetto. And he wants this young, hungry child to basically thrive. So he actually goes to their parents and they ask for permission to adopt him and give him an education elsewhere. And listen, we're not trying to be his parents, but we want the best for this kid, and the parents looked around and looked at all these kids that they can barely take care of. And they said, okay, so they move him to Canada, and he goes, I'm going to take you to a book drive. And he's never been to a book drive. In fact, he really didn't know how to read. So they taught him how to read. And the first book he picks is a bin full of books, and there's a line full of people, and people are just grabbing books, and this kid doesn't know anything. He grabs this book, and it was called The Hurricane. And The Hurricane is about the actual fighter who got put on trial, and he wrote a book, and he's extremely intelligent. He went to school and he studied in prison, and he used his time constructively. He realized he could have been really angry and resentful. He could have did a lot of things, but he focused on his body and he focused on his mind and keeping it sharp. And he wrote that book. So this kid reads this book and he's like, oh my God, like it's almost like he's talking to him. And he tells, let's call them the step parents. He calls the step parents, and he goes, and they basically want to feed his need to continue to read in his mind. And he's telling them all the things he's read in this book, and they're like, okay, well, just so you know, like, we don't know how true that is. Anyone can say anything. And he was like, no, this is unfair, this is unjust, and I want to stand up on it. And so to support him, they looked into it because they were lawyers, and they ended up getting into this case and uncovering facts that were hidden to basically hide the fact that these guys didn't do it. So they keep pushing, and then basically the cops that were corrupt found out about it. They started threatening their lives and basically saying, leave it alone. And ultimately, they on appeal they get him to be redeemed from prison and become a free man. And it's a powerful story because, like, it's crazy what started this. He would have never been freed if it wasn't for this kid who read his freaking biography, so his words, and it was like his first book that actually talked to him was a book that was going to allow him to change his life and someone else's life and make a difference. And I think it's such a powerful story. And I loved it. He was great. He has this scene in the beginning of the movie. He goes into prison wearing a shirt and tie, and the warden and the lead guard go, take this off, put on this orange jumpsuit. He goes, I will not put on that orange jumpsuit. Orange, that suit, that outfit is for a guilty man. I am not a guilty man. All right, how about a week in the hole? They put him in the hole. He's like, okay, fine. Goes in the hole, and basically he starts going crazy. He's in there for so long. He's talking to himself. He's trying to keep his mental self sharp. He's boxing. He's becoming a filthy mess in that shirt and tie. He comes out. Oh, okay, now that you did 2 weeks in the hole, you ready to, put on, the orange jumpsuit? He goes, nope. Ties his tie. He goes, put me back in. So he became a man of morals and so on. And then they said, how about this? How about you put on hospital scrubs? And they're not orange. And it's like, it's right in the middle. And he goes, I can do that. And there's a lot of very, very powerful prison scenes. I absolutely love that movie. What happened?
I said, that's dope.
Yeah. So, someone wrote, it's powerful. The kid could have picked up Where's Waldo. That is very true. He could have picked up any movie. I mean, any book. He picked up that book. So that was my favorite. One of my favorite movies of his. Favorite line is from another movie. It's something the Titans. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Based on a true story. Based on he's a black coach. They won't hire him to be a head coach, even though he has the credentials. He gets paired with a white coach, and basically you see the school divided, with black players and white players that basically they allowed both to be in the same school and on the same team, but there was still so much racism on the football field and so on and so on. And basically this story is based on a true story, and and they learned to come together, and and hand in hand, and they learned to call each other brothers, even though there were certain players that were still acting racist on the team, and even the white players ended up standing up for them and saying, "Get out of here! You're not part of our family." So my favorite line would be, "If we don't come together right now on this hollow ground, we too will be destroyed, just like they were. I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll learn to play this game like men." So I love that movie. I think it was great. He was great as a coach. That was my favorite line.
Yeah.
And
football buff too. You enjoy playing.
And I love football. Yeah, I love football. Definitely.
The power and the camaraderie of the team.
If there's a speech or something off about a football movie, I'm gone. I'm like, bye. See you later. But it was a passionate movie. It was really good. Favorite scene? Whoa. I think I had something, and where was I gonna go with my favorite scene? Let me see. Hold on. Man. Favorite scene. I'm looking at some of his movies. I guess one of my favorite scenes was in American Gangster, where he gives that great speech about your brand, and Pepsi. He get Coke, and he compares his brand to Coke. My brand stands by itself. It has credibility. Once you tarnish that, then you no longer have that credibility. So basically, he was comparing himself to a American brand as simple as Coca-Cola, and basically, he sold drugs. And this is a true story where he utilized the military where were they based out of? Vietnam? Were they in
either Colombia or Philippines?
It was Philippines. It was like Philippines, possibly, I think it was. But great story. But that speech right there was the one that I was like, wow, that was powerful. I really enjoyed that.
Definitely.
Good stuff, for sure.
So, yeah. So, do you guys have a favorite impersonator?
Gillette put me onto a guy that I love.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
C King, right? C King.
C King, yeah. He's the best
Yeah.
so far.
I want to share my screen and show you one of his clips real quick.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Let me see. You guys can see that?
Yep.
Hold on.
I can check this out.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Yeah,
you can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
All right, so
go back out again and then make sure you click on the box that says share audio.
Got you. Forgot that one. All right, cool. Let's do that one more time. This guy's fantastic. Ready?
This is my guy right here.
You thought you reached me. Unfortunately, I'm unable to take your call. But if you leave your name, your number, and a brief message, I'll be back to you as soon as possible. I guarantee it. I stand by it. That means don't call this number no more. That means the next time we would have spoken would have been because I reached out to you and not the other way around. You understand what I'm telling you? Don't call this number no more. Huh? You understand me? Huh? Don't call this number no more.
I've seen that. Yeah. I saw that a while ago. I have one I want to show you. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. Give me a second. How about you? So Gillette, you put Rick onto that, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually reached out to him to see if he get on the show.
Oh, really? That's
what I was trying to get. I was trying to get him to call in.
I see what you're
Denzel,
saying.
I was gonna prank you.
I dig it. I dig it.
He never responded. He never responded. He left me on red.
Damn guy.
He's
Damn.
now.
Yeah.
He's getting.
So I understand that. I understand that.
I offered him a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
He's getting gigs with I think Kevin on stage and Tony Baker. Like he's been getting little gigs with them.
That's what's up.
Okay, hold on. I'm sending this to myself.
Yo, you gotta hear him do the prayer. A kid from New York praying. It's not a Denzel impersonation, but that part is pretty dope too. Shows his talent.
Hold on one second. Oh, this isn't it. My bad. Damn. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull something up. Here we go. This is it. I pulled up the wrong video. Yeah. So
you're looking into the camera like that, G. I'm looking
man.
into the camera like that, man. Shit, you got me all moist. Ah.
He's so stupid.
can't take this guy nowhere.
Oh,
man.
Word, man. But yeah, that kid King is pretty dope.
Yeah.
He can do one other person, but I forgot who it is. Recently,
I think it's Morgan Freeman, right?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Where you at, baby? There we go. Bang.
I wanted to ask.
All right, so this one it has a bunch of really good impersonations, but it changed their face while they're doing it. So I was like, wait, is it Denzel? Is it? It kept catching me each time. So like, you'll see it. It has
deep fake.
Huh?
It's a deep fake.
Yes. All right, give me a second. Hold on. Let me get rid of all these screens. Let me see this second. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh, that kid does Steve Harvey. That's who he does.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Share audio window. Let me see, which one is this? I'll do my window. All right, and then bear with me. Can you hear it? You ready?
I wanted to ask you to do it, but I didn't want to. Well, you know what? You didn't need to ask me to do it because I know exactly where you were.
The deep fake.
Huh? You know, it's good to be in BT offices and studios. We're going to make some magic here tonight. It's going to be. Unbelievable. One-on-one. Yeah. Denzel Washington is still Denzel Washington, but he just happens to be a cowboy. Is that your horse right there? Is that your horse? Everybody in here has a horse? Okay. You have a horse. I have a horse. I'm a cowboy. Everybody's a cowboy. It's the same guy, but he's believable. Give me a Denzel right now. I know it's early in the morning. Listen, you want my job? You got it, huh? You think I know? Hey, listen, you want a barbecue or fish fry? I don't care. Put the money inside the bag. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, boy. And so it wasn't like, I'm gonna work on a voice. I don't give a fuck how mad your girl is at you. You do Denzel, she ain't going no place. She might talk that shit at first. Baby, you need to take some time to think about your shit. You be disrespecting me, I'm leaving you. Hey, baby, I'm telling you right now, put the bag down. I promise you, if you stay with me, I'll love you internally, externally, and everywhere imaginable. Everything I ever am, everything I ever will be, I am because of you. You're my best friend, you're my lover, you're like, motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere. You just need to learn. I should have done Denzel there. People were like, yo, man. Denzel, yeah, do a little bit. Yeah, all right. Let's do it. I'm not a jukebox, Kimmel. Yeah, close it out with something great. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Jimmy, when I get on this show and I start everybody's listening, you know, I really like it because the ladies, they look at me and they say, damn, that man's sexy, yo.
Deep fakes are crazy.
Yeah.
Bird, that just look crazy.
You really don't need to book guests anymore. It could just be you the whole time. That's right.
That's it.
That's crazy how they could put the face on. Like,
Yeah,
bro. Like I didn't know that, and I started watching. I was like,
am I bugging?
Is that Denzel? It was like that's his face. That's his face.
Deep fake. It's called deep fake.
Yeah, I definitely got to try it. But pretty cool. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Out of those guys who I showed you, you have a favorite who did the best Denzel?
I still go with C. King, man. He's a killer.
C. King is, I think, the best currently, but back then, Spears, he was pretty dope.
Spears does a lot of really good
He was pretty dope.
impersonations. Yeah, he's definitely one of the originators. You know.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Who would you like to see him work with?
Denzel.
I would like to see him go like a 2 starring roles with him and Samuel L. Jackson. He's worked with Sam Jackson before, but I want them to be like co-starring.
So really, okay, Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
What kind of story? What kind of story? What kind of story?
I don't know. I think it'll be a good contrast. You got the gentleman like from Denzel, then you got Sam Jackson giving it to him raw. So I want to see how he reacts to Sam Jackson's energy.
Okay, all right, I can see that. Julia, who would curse more?
Hands down, you're not beating Sam.
Yeah, he got that locked down with his what's his favorite line?
Motherfucker.
He says the same word, just in different ways, you know. Someone said he should work with Scorsese. I agree. I would like that. I was reading on that on certain directors he hasn't worked with yet, you know. So all right.
I don't know if it worked, but a notable mention that we didn't do. I think that there are some great lines that I can't remember at the moment, but The Great Debaters.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't see that movie. I heard great things about it, but I would like to watch it. I gotta find time.
It was an excellent movie, and he has some really good lines in that movie. And every time I watch it, I hear something. I catch a new little gem in there. So definitely, if you get a chance, check out Great Debaters.
Okay.
If I wanted to do something different, I want it to be more acting and less action. I think he's one of the last great actors that he can carry a movie without action, if that makes sense.
He can. I think an example of that was, and I didn't expect this from him, but this shows that he has range when he did this one.
Okay. I didn't see that.
He did a really good job. But that's actually a real person in real life, and he did a great job in there. I don't want to ruin anything. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Watch it. It's a good movie.
Okay.
He did a really good job. But okay. Yeah. Hold on. Julia said you can compare his role to the play with James Earl Jones and decide who did it better. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and I think was it you, Gillette, who said he pretty much played it the same as James Earl Jones?
Very similar. I think he was pretty much paying homage to James Earl Jones, so I don't think he tried to put his own personal touch on it. Obviously, people are going to make the comparison on their own. You know, a lot of people pose who did it better. But if you know anything about acting, they don't want to do something to make you think of another actor. They want it to be their own. But
interpretation.
Right, I believe he did it almost the same way. To pay homage to
yeah, I can see that, and that movie, which was a play, was very powerful and just it was like the battle between, you know, like was he stubborn? Was he was loyal to his family? He was a creature of habit. He wasn't an emotional dad, you know, emotionally there. He was a tough motherfucker. You know, like he was just tough, and the love that and support that you would like to get from a father, he wouldn't get. He's like, I'm not giving you that. He said, I pay for these bills. I pay for this roof. That's what counts, you know? So his kid wanted to play football and wanted to be successful playing football. And he's like, we ain't got no time for football. It's time to work. It's time to contribute. It's time to pay for food to put on the table. You know, so that's a lot of, you know, where he was coming from. And it was just kind of like just seeing these butting heads. And it was just, and then what's her name was in it? And she's always powerful. And
was it Davis? Is that who it was?
Viola Davis. Davis. Yeah, Julia said he was detached as fuck. Yeah, he definitely was. I think Denzel and Viola make a great acting combo. I want to see more. He was actually Denzel and Viola Davis were in Anton Fisher. You guys
Oh,
seen
yeah?
Anton Fisher?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
a
that
long
was his
time ago.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
that
early
was
for
his
her.
mom. Very
She was
powerful.
mom at the end.
Uh-huh.
That's a
And
dope move. That end
it
scene
is. It
for her
is.
is dope. I
Where
watched that
where
a
the
long
family
time.
embraced them, and it was like, and you had the elders on the table, and he's never felt like he belonged, and he always act out because of really, like just wanting a relationship with his family, and he didn't belong. And it's amazing how that connection will kind of just help keep you spiraling in this world. He joined the Navy. You would think that he's headed in the right direction, but he was still trying to find himself. And Denzel was that shrink that was just basically he was patient, and he was calculated in the advice he gave for him, because he realized, because a lot of things in the military, there's no patience. Either you follow the rules, you follow my orders, or you're out of here. And
Yeah.
and he kept straying, and he saw that this kid needed some more, some more love, some more direction, because he didn't have any father figures in his life or any of that. Very powerful movie. Viola Davis did a great job. You almost hated her because of
Yeah,
how she did. I want to see Denzel work with Betty White, but unfortunately, he doesn't really do comedies like that. Not many, So that would be hilarious. But seeing the two
another
together.
thing fact about Denzel is he doesn't have any Hollywood friends, any movie star friends.
Is that true?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care to make any movie star friends.
Hmm.
Like he's like, I
That's
have
deep.
normal people. I have normal people friends. I was, I'll be honest. I was looking up stuff like with some fun facts about him, and that came up so many times.
Sam was the one who wrote that. I want to see him work with Betty White.
Yeah.
One person who I would like to see him work with, and it's not necessarily acting, but and they actually had a conflict in their career once. Denzel with Quentin Tarantino, one of his movies, and I think on the set of, what was it on the set of? It doesn't matter. It was on the set of something else. Denzel was not scared, and he confronted Quentin Tarantino in front of him, and he goes, "I don't like how in your scripts you make all these references to blacks that are very, very
vulgar
and racist. And it's one thing for you to tell a story, it's another thing for you to just keep digging. And he said it differently, but he did it in a way where Quentin Tarantino was like kind of shocked and embarrassed, and he was like, "Can we take this conversation to just me and you?" And he was like, "No, I can't, and no, I won't. You need to hear this, and everyone needs to hear this." He basically put him in his place. So there was like a big resentment towards the two for a while. Well, not towards, not amongst both of them, because Denzel said what he had to say, and he let it go. But later on, they found a way, I guess, to like mend that little thing. He eventually apologized to Quentin Tarantino, said, "Maybe I shouldn't have done it in front of everybody, but I felt like it had to be said. And I'm glad that you received my message." And then later on, Denzel's daughter actually worked on the movie Django, which is a Quentin Tarantino film. But Denzel has never acted in a Quentin Tarantino film. And one of the reasons why I want Denzel to work in a Quentin Tarantino film is because one thing that's amazing and great about freaking Quentin Tarantino films are the dialogues, the speeches, the conversations between people are epic. It could be something as small as sitting around a table at a diner, and they'll have a conversation.
We gotta do something on Quentin Tarantino for sure.
That
was one of the topics we talked about before we even started our first show. Mm-hmm. And we still haven't done it. 27 episodes in, and we still haven't done it. We talked about it. We said we definitely got to do a show around Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, he definitely holds a lot of weight, but I respect how Denzel had to be. Like, if you think about it, like, Denzel he had to voice himself, and Quentin Tarantino does have a lot of movies that are kind of touching on race. So I agree. Sometimes somebody may write something that's considered gritty or real or raw, but the question is, why? Like, what's his inspiration to write this? Is it to Is it for healing? Is it
If
for
they
to tell a story? Is it because that you just want to keep digging? Like, who knows? You know, but
because you're known to be spicy.
controversial. Yeah, controversial, spicy. Yeah.
Like watch this. Watch how many times I can get them to say nigger in this movie.
Well, I remember in Django, Leonardo DiCaprio actually had Q-Tip. He had Q-Tip, his buddy. They were friends, and he showed up on set, and he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna apologize in advance, but I'm gonna be saying nigger a lot." And you know, I don't believe in that, but I have to say it for this role. And he even went to them, was like, I really feel uncomfortable with saying this. And they went to him and they were like, shut up, just do this. This doesn't mean that
Samuel L. Jackson told him.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was like, and Samuel L. Jackson did a great job. Like, you hated his character so bad, but that's one person who I would like to see him work with. You know, who knows? Maybe, you know, they still have that kind of animosity towards each other. All this time has passed, but I think, because look, think about it. You've seen Denzel in a Spike Lee movie, and he was great in multiple Spike Lee movies, right?
Yeah.
So having him with a great director that has great dialogues and great action sequence. Look at Bruce Willis was in Pulp Fiction. There was so many people. There was Vin Rames, and it was like, oh man, everyone and their mother was in that movie, and nobody. It didn't feel like, oh, that was his. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like, oh, that was his movie. No, everyone had their moment to shine, and their sequences and conversations just help pull you along. And he's a great storyteller, Quentin. And I would love to see them come together, but you know, that's just me.
It can happen.
So, listen, make it happen, okay? Make it happen.
Get them DMs, boy. Make it happen.
Yo, Rick,
man. Get the GoFundMe going.
Keep going. Listen, I have $32.50. You can spend it where you want to spend it, right? And
make it happen.
You know, get on it, Rick. Get on it, right? So, I guess we say, is there anything else that anybody else wants to share? Any other movies that they thought were great? That speak volumes. Denzel actually did Shakespeare. Much ado about nothing with Emma Thompson. I've never seen that. Never seen that, but I can see him being able to pull that off.
Yeah,
you know,
my second choice that I was going to talk about was actually the film Philadelphia.
Oh shit! With
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a powerful film.
Them doing a movie together now, later on. I think that would be dope.
Agreed. That would be dope.
Yeah.
You, Rick, you have anybody? Malcolm X, he was masterful in that. He was great. He became that character so much that, like, I've read something that Malcolm X had different glasses for different moments, different events, and different days of the week, and he was just so in tune with that. He knew what to put on. He basically embodied, Malcolm X, and telling that story. He was great.
He basically embodied.
Yeah.
Malcolm X. Yeah. He was awesome in that. There's so many movies that he's been a part of. You know, it's hard to really name him. I really enjoyed He Got Game. I heard in He Got Game, Spike Lee was encouraging Denzel and Ray Allen to go at it on each other on the basketball court off camera, and they did. I think I have the story right here in my phone somewhere. Hold on. Let me get the details of it. So He Got Game came out in 1998, and let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Almost there. Bang.
Boom, boom, boom. Almost there.
I'm looking for it. All right. For a scene in the movie He Got Game, director Spike Lee encouraged the actors to play basketball for real. When the game began, Denzel scored 4 straight points, receiving cheers and whoops. 4 straight points, right? Co-star Ray Allen was furious and then scored 10 points in a row, leading to Lee declaring the game over and Allen the winner. Now, listen, you got an NBA sharpshooter all-star against Denzel. Like, listen, he was like, you could take that lucky 4. I got you. You're not scoring another point, and that's what happened. You know, so I think that's funny. That's pretty cool. So yeah, man. I guess that basically summarizes everything with the whole Denzel Chronicles. And he's a great actor. I look forward to anything he's involved in right now. Okay. How about this? Last question. Worst movie Denzel was in in your opinion?
It just came out. Forgot the name of it because I wanted to erase it from
I
my
like
memory.
that movie.
I'm about to kick this guy off. Kick him off. You like that movie, man?
Yeah, I did.
What was the name of it?
Little Things.
The Little Things. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I hated that story. I hated. But I publicly said it. I don't fault Denzel for that. I don't fault the actors. I hated the story. You know,
I think that's the
storyline. The
performances were great. Yeah,
that's why I liked it. Like,
I agree.
Someone recommended we see the movie Ricochet. I don't remember seeing it. I might have. I gotta see, but I'll definitely check it out with Ice-T. Yeah,
but that
Mighty Quinn
is proof that you can have all blockbuster actors if your story is trash.
Word up.
I don't think the story was trash. I think it was incomplete. I think it was rushed in certain areas.
There you go. So why do you want to watch something that's incomplete?
I want to watch it.
So G, what is your worst movie or your least favorite movie with Denzel? Because obviously me and Rick are automatically agree. I was going to say The Little Things.
I don't think that was a bad movie.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to. Which was your least favorite of his? Do you have one?
Nah, I don't.
Oh, someone wrote, worst was The Preacher's Wife with Whitney Houston. I didn't see Preacher's Wife. Preacher's Wife.
You know, he begged Whitney Houston over a year to do it. Yeah, see, it did some homework. So he begged her like a year to do that movie. She didn't think he could pull off the act of a preacher's wife because she was so much out there as Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
She stepped out on him in that movie, right?
And The Preacher's Wife.
I don't remember that movie. So I guess that could be a good choice.
Oh man, I haven't seen a movie with him that I was like, nah, I didn't like him in that.
There's certain movies that I'm like, all right.
Out of Time.
The question.
Out of Time, I wasn't crazy about, but it was action packed.
What was my least favorite movie of his?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, I don't say Little Things, but I don't think. See, the thing is, I don't think that when you do it, I don't think that's
paid by.
I don't think that's a bad movie because of him.
I didn't. I'm not saying that. I just said it's not. It wasn't bad because of him. It wasn't bad because of the other guy. It wasn't bad because of the acting was not bad. It was the storyline that led you and built you up and just dropped you and left you hanging and gave you nothing for it. And it's like with characters like that, that's like having all the best ingredients and then you eat a meal and you're like, nah.
What a waste of a character with Jared.
What a waste of a meal.
You're a bitter ex-girlfriend. You mad you couldn't get closure in the movie. That's all it is.
Right.
No closure in the movie. That's okay.
Okay.
First of all, this movie came out during a pandemic. I was waiting for a good ass movie. Denzel was like, "Yeah, let's go see this." All right, and then all right, and I was very critical from the beginning because I was like, Jared Leto. I want to see him playing this crazy killer character versus Denzel and this other guy. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see if he could pull it off. Well, guess what? It was just thud. It was nothing. I didn't like the storyline. It could have been better. If there was a rewrite, maybe I'd give him an opportunity. But it was no fault of any of the actors. They're still A+ actors. But the writer, I got words with him. Me and him, I might have to punch him in the face.
Okay.
Oh my God! Who is this? Sam who wrote this? Do you think he could have played the part of Radio? No, he cannot. No.
Yo, I watched Radio Thursday.
Let me pull up Radio. Hold on.
I watched Radio on Thursday, And every time Cuba came on, I just bust out laughing. And my whole family, yo, you are so wrong. You are so wrong.
I typed in radio, and then a bunch of radios came up. I meant to write radio movie.
That's radio. That's radio.
Yeah, I remember you doing this, and yo, bro, you do sound like him when you do that.
Yo,
But Cuba Gooding did a great job, no?
he did such a good job. That's acting, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a hell of a job. When he's dancing, oh man, he got a radio for Christmas.
Yes,
Mama,
yes.
come dance with me, mama. Yo,
I do remember that. Yeah.
too much through that movie.
You're not supposed to laugh though, because it feels like you're laughing at him.
So
Well, hold on, I got you right now. Hold on, let me upload this real quick.
I got the mean overbite, so I can't make fun of people's teeth. But yo, the toothless in that.
Oh man.
Like, Miss Wilson wants you to go over there and pick up the teeth. Yeah, see.
You're making it really hard, man. Like, he did a great job in this character. I emotionally was like drawn to him. Like he was like, he just wanted to be a part of this team. Sometimes the simplest stories like mean the most, and this is one of those stories, man. And he just, he loved being a part of the team, even though it was just bringing water and handling equipment. But
they was letting him do the announcements in school. He's like, "Hill, this radio. Today, radio. We're gonna have meatloaf, mashed potatoes. Oh, I like mashed potatoes." Right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did a great job, and I don't think Cuba is great in everything he does. He was awesome in this, and I give that dude my hat goes off to him. He was awesome. He pulled it off. Like there's other people who have done it. And what happened?
The coach in that movie, I like him, that actor. I don't know his name.
I'll get it right now.
He's dope from The Abyss back in the days.
Yes. I love the movie The Abyss. I spoke about that before. I love The Abyss, man. Oh, I just had it right now. His name is Ed Harris.
Oh yeah, Ed Harris.
Yeah, Ed Harris is in it.
I like.
Let me see. I'm trying to see who else is in it.
Actor.
Yeah, he definitely has been in a lot of stuff, but he definitely has acting chops.
Way more recognition than he gets.
I talked about him in the Tearjerker episode. In the Tearjerker, because there's some scenes in that movie, The Abyss, that friggin' I could watch that 35 times in a row, and it's still gonna emotionally catch me.
Yeah. He's like,
so, yeah.
I guess he's what you call a great support act. Like he's not the star, but the supporting cast. Is that what?
I gotta look into all the stuff he's been in. I want to give him more credit because I think he's a really decorated actor. He's been in so much things and he can hold his own weight. But I don't know. Has he been like the lead for any of these movies? I don't know. I'm not sure. But we'll look into that. But that basically sums up this episode of Denzel Chronicles. I appreciate all your feedback and all your interactions, peoples. Rick has some news for you about the episodes coming in the future.
I don't know what he's talking about. But what I do want to say is check us out on the IG and Instagram page, because we're going to be giving out a 4K Fire Stick. We're going to give you guys rules and stuff to check it out, give you guys an opportunity to win that. So check us out on the Instagram page, man. We'll link it in the video.
For sure. Do I have it here? Let me see. Let's see if I can pull that up. Media channel. Yeah, YouTube.
Can previous guests of the show win?
Can previous guests? Someone write that? Oh, you talking about you?
Yeah.
yeah. You can win that. You can. In fact, you win. You know what you won? the opportunity to host the next show.
There
Hiya.
you go. Arr.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, the pressure.
Listen, it can all be done. But no, what I was talking about, Rick, was that you said we wanted to switch over from live shows,
Right.
from live shows to pre-recorded shows. So that means the interactions will not be included anymore. So
Okay.
guys, let us know what you think about that. The goal is to basically have one source to be able to have people watch the episodes. We'll still release the episodes every week, but you're basically clicking on the YouTube link to be able to watch them. But listen, give us your feedback. Let us know what you guys think. Also, we're an hour and 40 minutes into this. We're so passionate. I know I'm so passionate about movies. We started talking about Denzel and it got a little crazy, but our goal is to shorten the episodes so they don't have to be so long. So that's something we really want to work on, and feedback is definitely appreciated, peoples.
Yeah, definitely. I want to give you guys more, but in smaller increments throughout the week. Like we'll film everything on one day and just we'll chop it up and just give it to them in small doses, like the vaccine.
It's past somebody's bedtime, so
Yes.
Dad jokes are fleet.
I'm gonna get one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, double want.
Yeah, wah. So, guys, thank you as usual. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for the feedback. Oscar, I see you, man. You've been watching the last few shows, commenting, man. We appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what our next episode is going to be about, but I think a good episode to do, whether it be next episode or soon, would be our favorite Netflix shows or movies that we would like to recommend, our favorites. So there's so many great choices on there to choose from, and it's not in one particular genre. So you can talk about a series, you can talk about a show, a movie, whatever you want. That's something that we might work on one of these episodes. It doesn't have to be the next episode. I'm just putting it out there.
And I also want to get back to doing reviews, man. Letting us know what movies you want us to check out, and we do.
I want to see Spiral. I heard Spiral was good.
Spiral? Oh yeah,
with Chris Rock, and I'm not really into that whole horror remake type thing because it's been done. Yeah, Saw with Chris Rock. I heard that it was actually pretty good. I think it came out, but I definitely want to check it out. So yeah, let's make it happen. So anything else you guys want to add before we sign off?
That's the Rizzy.
Word, had a blast.
Fresh. Thank you guys. Guys, always remember to do what you love.
I love what you do, man. G Fresh.
Set us out. Say goodbye. Take it home, Ben.
He's like,
precious. Yeah.
All you gotta say is peace.
Look what you do. Okay, what else? Nah, but I be stuck in the fan mode too, man. I'm just here.
Yeah. You gotta be like that the last impersonation where he was like, I'm not a jukebox. He was like, yo, do this. I'm not a jukebox. I'm tired of people telling me what to do. So that's what you sounded like. I'm not a jukebox.
Yeah, man.
Say goodbye to the peoples, man. Say goodbye to the peoples.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for commenting. Appreciate you guys. Till next time.
On to the next one, peoples. Oh, let me close off with this. Put your fist away, man. Put your fist away. The hell is wrong with you? Later, y'all. Catch you next time.